So, the young lady Miriam, host of the Alchemist's Curse, must use her unwanted gifts to slay the demons wrought by the curse's original host, Jeeble. With these powers, she can steal the abilities of enemies, bend gravity to her will, and dart about Jeeble's castle at lightning speed. Here, the laws of reality and 2D side-scrollers don't apply. Throughout the castle, a treasure trove of side quests, deadly tasks, and small touches flesh out the campaign.
Your body is covered with weird decorations.
Beyond the main story, you can dig deep into character customization, subquests, and more. Stop the fall of man at the hands of
what's
demons,
up out there?
and don't be afraid to show them your dark side.
I was
Bloodstained,
getting ready
Ritual
to actually
of the Night emerges from the shadows this summer.
stream for a bit tonight. Originally, I
The
wasn't
time
planning
has come to build
on
a
it.
new world and take on the children of Hargon. On an empty island, you'll ally
but then I
yourself
saw
with
that there was a
mysterious
Nintendo
Malra
Direct
and defend
at
your
this
world
very
from
moment.
monstrous forces.
Didn't even realize.
Enlist the villagers to help
And
rebuild and
I was
fight
like, you know what?
alongside
Let me
you
go
in the
watch
story
this,
mode.
and then I'll
Or
go.
unite with 3 other builders to create your own
Okay.
island in local co-op or online.
But
You'll gather materials
I know I saw. Oh, is this basically Dragon Quest
and reach
Minecraft?
new heights by building any structure you can imagine. Now you can dash, glide,
Oh yeah, they
Playing
came
first
out with this
person.
before, right? Like
explore
builders or
underwater, and warp all over the new retro-inspired map.
something? Oh, so now
If
you
you
got
own
like
the
a
previous
huge
game
map.
on the Nintendo
Alright.
Switch
I never
system,
played the original, so I
you can
wouldn't.
craft a legendary builder's outfit and the Dragon Lord's throne.
Okay, so this
Dragon
is the
Quest
sequel
Builders
to that.
2
Okay.
launches on Nintendo Switch July 12th. There are more Nintendo Switch
Yeah,
headlines to come.
I know they
but
showed
first,
off,
a word from Mr.
um,
Koizumi.
Ultimate Alliance 3.
Well, how's it looking? Next. We have a new announcement for that classic RPG series. Please take a look.
Alright, classic RPG series.
There are RPGs,
Oh, Fire
and
Emblem.
then there's Dragon
Or no,
Quest,
that's
the
Dragon
series
Quest,
that
my bad.
define the genre. And the latest entry is charging onto Nintendo Switch in full force, pairing the series' beloved style and perfectly balanced battles with the most impressive scope and elaborate story in series history. Where there is light, darkness follows. For no one does this ring truer than the Luminary, the boy that prophecy says will succeed the last hero and protect the world from a terrible end. In an odd twist of fate, the boy's royal birthright is snatched from him. On the day he becomes an adult, he finally discovers his true heritage and the powers that make him the Luminary. When he goes to the king of the largest kingdom for guidance, he is dubbed Darkspawn. So begins the perilous journey of a hunted hero and the ragtag band of adventurers who will join him on his quest to set things right. Together they'll explore the towns and terrain of the sprawling, detailed land, Erdrea. Monsters roam free of random encounters. When you engage them, choose your strategy wisely in turn-based battles. You must know when to attack, when to heal, when to use magic, and when to switch your party members' orders. As you do, you'll earn skill points which can be used to teach party members attacks, spells, and improve their abilities.
Alright, well, basically
You can
this is
also
just
collect materials
them
so you
bringing
can forge
the
weapons,
latest
armor,
Dragon
and
Quest.
accessories.
Not sure on the
Looking
number.
for an item, then help people
I don't know what
out
number
in
they're
side
on.
quests.
11, 12?
Or try your hand at the casino
Um,
or horse racing. Erdrea is full of surprises like these, and this time the player has the
But
power
I guess
to
it's,
choose on the fly
now it's coming
between
out
the
on the
land's
Switch.
gorgeous
I mean,
HD
it looks pretty
vistas
right from
and the
there.
2D 16-bit glory of old.
huh?
This is also the first version of the game with fully orchestrated field and battle tunes. If
Huh?
you want, you can change between the original sound and the new one whenever you want. And you can also experience the journey with English or Japanese audio.
勇者の奇跡ってやつだ。
Graphics seem pretty good. I don't know if they're as good as they came out for the PS4 or Xbox One. Like, I wouldn't know.
First-time players and veterans should also look forward to new stories. Each sees one of the main cast members stepping into the spotlight, shedding new light on hidden truths. This hero's adventure has truly leveled up. Dragon Quest XI, Echoes of an Elusive Age, Definitive Edition. Launching exclusively on Nintendo Switch this fall.
While we just announced the addition of these new stories, there will be more new information to share in the future. Please look forward to learning more. For now, let's continue with more Nintendo Switch headlines.
A Disney Tsum Tsum game like you've never seen
Hey,
before.
what's up, dude? This is a valid enough
Disney toys took the
absence.
world by storm, and now
have no
they're
idea
ready
what
for
you're
an
talking
after-hours party at the toy store in Disney Tsum Tsum Festival. Play with your friends and family in a wide variety of competitive and cooperative games that support up to 4 players. You can play online as well with players from around the world.
And besides, like,
And you can't mention Disney Tsum Tsum.
aren't you
without
supposed to be
talking
doing something
puzzles.
important right now?
Connect matching Tsum Tsum to clear them and set a high score. The game also features a 2-player mode for local and online competitive matches. Disney Tsum Tsum Festival will steal our hearts in 2019. We're picking up a distress call in the Atlas star system. But this time, it's far from friendly. In fact, it's none other than Starwolf's infamous lieutenants, Andrew Oikonen, Pigma Dengar, and the Great Leon. Now Peppy, Falco, and Slippy have no choice but to hunt them down, like the animals they are, in a challenging new series of missions you can only find in the spring update of Starlink Battle for Atlas. Every member of the Star Fox team has their own special pilot ability and skill tree. Plus, each pilot can take on any of the new missions and also Fox's missions from the base game. It's time for a game of seek and destroy. But don't expect Wolf to play fair. Look forward to news on the rest of the additional content, such as starship races and faction missions, so you're ready when the Star Fox team joins the Starlink Battle for Atlas update this April. A heartfelt fantasy adventure crops up once again.
Basically,
Another
the Switch
season,
is a system
another
to
reason
get
wield
Starlink
weapons
for.
and spells against monsters.
It is about to be fall.
Interact with townsfolk daily. Grow vegetables and fruits at the farm. Cook some fish. Cook up a storm. Or even raise monsters. This fantastical circle of life will keep you coming back for more in Rune Factory 4 Special, fully remastered for Nintendo Switch. Battle
I didn't
alongside
even know there was a Rune
townsfolk,
Factory
and before
one.
long, you may become more than just friends.
What?
See what the heart-pounding newlywed life has in store for you, exclusively in this new version of the game. Rune Factory 4 Special will be ripe for the playing later this year. And we can finally confirm that Rune Factory 5 is in development. Look forward to more info in the future.
I feel like these games just come out of
Soon,
nowhere.
a time will come to slay monsters and rescue lost souls, before those souls become monsters. In this action RPG from the developers of I Am Setsuna and Lost Sphere,
Like, by the time I hear about a game, it's like there's already been 3 of them, and then a new one is coming out.
Forbidden to mourn the loss of loved ones. To uphold these tenets, Kagachi must travel between the living world and the beyond to rescue lost souls from a terrible fate, becoming monsters. When battling these creatures, the lost souls you've rescued can manifest within you, granting you new powers. Each soul's powers are different, so you must choose the right soul for the situation at hand. In this deep, single-player campaign, there will be many battles. You will fight, and you will become stronger. Those who fall to grief are lost, and the lost don't reincarnate. The very foundations of reincarnation will begin to crumble when Oninaki launches in summer 2019. cars, robots, and Yoshis in a world of crash. You know what that means? Yoshi's Crafted World is almost here. This time, we'd like to put the many facets of these crafty courses on display. As Yoshi, you'll go rafting, race solar cars, and tear through the sky on a plane. Nice shot, Yoshi! Hey, that robot's pretty huge for a miniature. Even at this scale, you'll have some challenging bosses to wrangle. Using in-game coins you've racked up, you can collect crafted costumes. If you wear one, it'll offer a bit of protection from enemies. There are more than 180 of these costumes, and some of them can be tricky to get your hands on. Later today, we'll release a demo, which lets you play through the first course. The Yoshi's Crafted World game will finally hatch on March 29th. We have more Nintendo Switch headlines coming up, but first, another update from Mr. Koizumi.
How's it going so far? Next, we have a follow-up on the latest installment in one of our long-running series, Fire Emblem Three Houses. Please have a look.
Oh my. What could have brought you here?
The continent of Fodlan, said to be protected by a revered goddess, has existed since time immemorial. 3 ruling powers now control the land. In the south lies a region long held by a more than 1,000-year-old dynasty, the Adrestian Empire. Beyond its borders, to the frigid north, is the home of the Holy Kingdom of Fargus, ruled by the royal family and its knights.
Is this Game of Thrones?
To the east,
or is Game of Thrones based on Fire Emblem? I wouldn't know. I never watched Game of Thrones. What is called
the Leicester Alliance. Once consumed by a tempest of war and turmoil, Fodlan and these 3 mighty powers now exist in relative harmony.
In the Fire Emblem Three Houses game, you are the hero the world needs. You start out as a mercenary traveling with a group led by your father, Geralt. After an unexpected incident reveals an unknown power hidden within, you'll travel to Garrick Mach Monastery, where you'll receive an offer to teach at the Officers' Academy. Around that same time, you alone begin to see a mysterious girl named Sothis, who appears within your mind.
Got you from now on, right?
Garrick Mach Monastery lies at the center of 3 large territories. It is the home base of the Church of Seiros, the main religion of Fodlan, as well as the Knights of Seiros. Not only does the church serve to maintain order in Fodlan, its monastery also houses the Officers' Academy. Those who train there will go on to shoulder the future of Fodlan. The Officers' Academy is comprised of 3 houses. The Black Eagles is for students from the Adrestian Empire, including the house leader and future emperor, Edelgard. The Blue Lions boasts Prince Dimitri of the Holy Kingdom of Fargus as its house leader. This house is for students from his kingdom. The Golden Deer is for students from the Leicester Alliance. Their house leader is Claude, who is the heir of the noble family that leads the Alliance. As a professor, you will lead the students of one of these houses and instruct them. In addition to the house leaders, there are many other students to meet, each with their own unique personalities and skills. Which house will you choose? Students are expected to travel to various lands, sometimes with the Knights of Seiros themselves, and gain real battle experience, including everything from defeating bandits to suppressing rebellions. These may be class assignments, but the stakes in each battle are very real. Whether your students live or die will depend on your leadership. Strategize as the battle progresses to claim victory. At the Officers Academy,
the game looks
your
really
students
cool.
will work diligently each day so that they may wield a variety of weapons. Master the study of magic, and acquire special skills such as horsemanship. You have been entrusted with their future, and it's up to you to guide each of them and help them hone their abilities. Through combat experience and study, you can help your students reach their full potential.
Now, I'm not sure what the previous games prior to this game were looking like.
Your students can also interact with each other at the academy, and by doing so, their bonds will strengthen, and they'll be able to better support each other on the battlefield.
Hey, over here!
Forward, now!
3 territories. 3 houses. Your very own journey. Fire Emblem 3 Houses will release on July 26th.
Sounds very
So,
cool.
how does it look? Originally, we announced that Fire Emblem 3 Houses would release this spring, but more development time will be necessary. And so the new release date is July 26th. That means we'll have to ask you to wait a little longer, but we hope you'll look forward to the next generation of Fire Emblem all the same. Time for some more Nintendo Switch headlines.
In this next entry of this iconic series, the last player standing wins.
Tetris?
99 players. But only one reigns supreme. This is Tetris 99.
The fuck?
The iconic puzzle game arrives with an online experience like no other. Nintendo Switch Online members can battle for dominance in this free-to-download game.
What?
If you're attacked with garbage, attack back to defeat the other 98 players and become the sole survivor.
That's crazy.
Nintendo Switch Online
all
members,
right.
be ready to join the fight.
So is this
99 will
Tetris
be
Battle Royale,
available
basically?
For download later today. Look forward to battling it out in upcoming online events. Prepare to kill, survive, or die in Dead by Daylight. Imagine this. You're alone, struck by fear, struggling to survive. And then you meet another survivor. But it's too late. The killer is upon you. Now run. Hide. Scavenge for items. Open the gates and escape with your life. Or take on the role of the killer to make the so-called survivors your next victims. Terrifying? Oh yes. Satisfying.
Is this what Dead by Daylight
Just
is?
you wait. With loads of maps, characters, and cosmetics to earn, you'll experience a deep progression system while you're on the hunt or being hunted. Discover the true meaning of horror when Dead by Daylight creeps up on Nintendo Switch this fall. This dog will ruin your day. Now for a message from the producer of the futuristic mech action game, Daemon X Machina.
This game looked pretty cool.
Hello everyone, I'm Kenichiro Tsukuda, producer of Daemon X Machina, and I have some news for you. Later today, they'll be releasing a demo called Daemon X Machina Prototype Mission on Nintendo eShop for a limited time. The game is still in development, but in the demo you can battle through 4 different missions, while exploring the basic controls and customizations of your personal mech known as an Arsenal. You can also experience a boss battle in the final mission, so please try it out. After playing the demo, we'd like to hear your feedback. We'll be conducting a short online survey by sending an email invite to some players who try out prototype missions. If you weren't selected for the survey, we also welcome your feedback via social media. We appreciate your feedback and hope to make this game the best it can be. We have more to say about Daemon X Machina, so please follow the official Nintendo of America Twitter account so you can stay up to date on the latest information. Daemon X Machina should be launching this summer. With that in mind, the development team is working hard right now, so please stay tuned.
Game looks very cool.
Realistic racing is headed for Nintendo Switch. Grid Autosport comes fully loaded with a mix of high-speed thrills, believable handling, and a difficulty level that scales to your skills. You'll feel like a pro racer.
I mean, this isn't like the biggest deal, but if you think about it, like
exhilarating races.
Nintendo consoles aren't necessarily known for
Barcelona.
racing games
All DLC is included
per se.
with 100
you know,
cars,
at least
100
as far as
circuits, and some welcome additions,
you know,
like motion controls
more
and custom
simulated
controls.
type of racing
Players
games.
can race online or locally, and 2 players can race split screen on a single system. From street racing to demolition derby, when Grid Autosport speeds onto Nintendo Switch in summer 2019. Enter the Viking Age to experience Senua's journey again, or for the very first time. Created in collaboration with neuroscientists and people who experience psychosis, Hellblade pulls players deep into the mind of Senua. This broken Celtic warrior will embark on a haunting vision quest through Viking hell to fight for the soul of her dead lover. Hellblade has won multiple awards, including BAFTAs for performance, audio and artistic achievement, British Game, and Game Beyond Entertainment. Find out why when Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice releases on Nintendo Switch this spring.
Alright, that's cool too.
The Nintendo Switch lineup just keeps getting stronger. Mortal Kombat 11 proves the saga 25 years in the telling is far from over, with all new custom character variations, plus new characters and returning veterans taking up the fight. In a fresh new adventure, Unravel 2 sees players take control of 2 adorable Yarnies. Control both Yarnies on your own in single player, or play with a friend in local co-op for some puzzling platforming fun when Unravel 2 comes to Nintendo Switch March 22nd. For the first time on Nintendo Switch, experience Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered with revamped gameplay and features tailored to the system like motion aiming and touch input. Set in the American Revolution, explore one of the most iconic eras in history as you fight for freedom and independence and usher in the rise of a nation. All the original downloadable content, plus the entire standalone game, Assassin's Creed Liberation Remastered, will be included when they launch together on May 21st. Final Fantasy fans, better open your calendars. We're excited to announce that Final Fantasy VII will find its new home on Nintendo Switch March 26th.
Say what?
We can also announce
Now I have
that
to buy
Chocobo's
Final
Mystery
Fantasy
Dungeon
VII
Everybody will release on March
again.
20th. We're pleased to announce that Final Fantasy IX will journey onto Nintendo Switch later today.
What?
Once a classic, always a classic. That's all for today's Nintendo Switch headlines.
How's everything looking? Well, we have a bit more to share in this Nintendo Direct. Please stay with us until the end. Let's take a look, shall we?
What is this? It looks cool. Power Rangers? This looks awesome as fuck. I don't know what's going on, but everything looks cool.
How foolish. You people are leading all of humanity straight to damnation.
Straight to damnation? You're the terrorist here!
You don't understand. My heart goes out to you two. All because of how you were born. Doomed to be used by those idiots until you die. Chained to your fate. Powerless.
Today has been most revelatory. Finally, we're ready for the final stage.
What the hell are they? Why did you make them?
Oh.
I really hoped you two wouldn't get caught up in all this.
Yeah, man.
Don't go dying on me.
Like, damn.
What you just witnessed is Astral Chain, a brand new action game in development at Platinum Games. It looked like two characters were fighting together during battle, didn't it? I hope you're excited to learn more about how combat will play out in this game. Please stay tuned. And speaking of Platinum Games, I'm sure you're very curious about Bayonetta 3.
Yeah?
Rest assured, the developers of
actually just
Bayonetta
not
3 are
thinking
hard
about
at
that.
work, and I hope you're looking forward to learning more. Our next title will be the last announcement of the day. Please check it out.
Alright. Oh. Like, I wanted, as it was starting, it kind of reminded me of Legend of Zelda. I don't know why, but I didn't want to think that they were gonna come out with another Legend of Zelda something, because I'm like, you guys just came out with Breath of the Wild. You got other Nintendo franchises that probably need some love, but okay. But this looks like a remake. Yeah. Link's Awakening. Oh my god. That is adorable. I believe Link's Awakening, that was the one that came out for the Game Boy / Game Boy Color. What?
So, what did you think?
Like, okay.
At long last, 1993's Game Boy classic, The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening, will find new life on Nintendo Switch. After 26 years, it has been reborn as a new experience, and will have more to say in the future. Please look forward to its release. That's all for today's Nintendo Direct. Thank you so much for watching.
So, alright. I'm just gonna give out some thoughts about this before I stop the stream, and in a few minutes I will load back up and start playing Resident Evil 3. Completely didn't even know there was a direct, like, at this moment. I don't know, like, I knew that there was one coming up. I didn't think it'd be today, or like as I was loading shit up, I get notifications on my phone like you know, about Nintendo Direct, and I was like, what? So All right, I guess real quick, I'll just give my thoughts on it. Everything looked really cool. Just like the last direct, maybe even like the last couple or so. They've been really good. Lots of games are coming out. Let me stop. Um, so we have like a variety of games. I'm not just talking about genres or anything. Like I'm talking about brand new games. Talking about recently released games, multi-platform games, exclusive games, remakes, like just just the gamut of like everything basically. It's like, what do you like? Do you like new original games? Are you interested in some of these other games that came out for other systems and now they're coming out for the Switch? Hey, are you interested in a remake of a Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening? So it's really cool to, because I'm sure that there are people out there who, out of these newer, or the more recent sets of consoles, especially because one of these days we're gonna be talking about PlayStation 5 and whatever the next Xbox is, Xbox 2, I don't know. Anyways, but I'm sure that there are people out there who might just have a Switch. Maybe they don't have a PS4. Maybe they don't have an Xbox One, and that's actually okay. Nintendo has always been really good, regardless of um I don't know of how their systems are, how their consoles have been, the last few console releases. Even though they've had issues getting third party developers to make games, either like just for them or even on the multi platform side of things. Nintendo has always been really good about releasing original games, having that first party content. Like they've always been really good at that. But part of the issue that's plagued Nintendo consoles since the Nintendo 64 is that third party support. That first party support is there because it's fucking Nintendo, and they have loads of franchises to pull from, and they may even make new franchises. But they could only do so much by themselves. They could only release so many games by themselves. So they really need that third party support to kind of help round things out. To have owners of the Nintendo Switch, since that's the newest console out now, they really need to have people feel like there's going to be content for this thing throughout the year. Um, the older consoles, the older Nintendo consoles, um, kind of had a pattern of sorts where the system will come out. There might be like a good few first party games, and then some, and then there won't be anything for a little bit, and then by that Christmas or the following Christmas, boom, we have like a bunch of games, maybe for like the next year, and then that'll be it, before Nintendo moves on. So it's cool that this time around they're getting tons of developers making games for the Switch, and even if a lot of those games aren't exclusive, it's still going to be really cool for the people who have been primarily maybe playing on the Switch, maybe all they have is the Switch, and they have the option of playing Final Fantasy IX sometime today, or by next month playing Final Fantasy VII. And so aside from some of the other multi-platform stuff like that Hellblade game, and I don't know, I think of Dragon Quest as well. There were a few cool original games in there. The remake of Link's Awakening looks cool. That Demon Machina, whatever the fuck it's called, that game looks very cool. And then that our Astral Chain, that looks very cool as well. And then there's also the fact that we're gonna have Ultimate Alliance 3 come out exclusively for the Switch. So it is really cool to see them just have such a variety of games that they have coming out, everywhere from the types of genres, even if they're, like a lot of those games might be multi-platform, they might be games that came out anywhere from last year or the year before to like several years ago. That's okay. Because that's just, at the end of the day, that's just providing like extra content for the Switch. It gives people opportunity who never played these games before to perhaps go and play them again. And yeah, some of these games are coming out, a little later, like let's say Dragon Quest 11, but I got to believe that there's going to be tons of people that would be more than willing to purchase Dragon Quest 11 so they could essentially play it on the go. So overall, it was a very cool Nintendo Direct. They have a lot of stuff coming out, a lot of really cool stuff. There's some games in there that I'm like, wow, like you look really awesome. I want to play you. And that's not even getting into what we know that they have somewhere down the pipeline, like a Bayonetta 3, which they announced the game last year, maybe even more than that, and was hoping that we would get an update about it, but yet we get a trailer for an all new game that's going to come out before Bayonetta 3. What's also funny is that when from when Devil May Cry 5 was announced and when it eventually comes out next month, that all happened in between of Bayonetta 3 getting announced and whenever it's going to come out. No idea when it's going to come out at this point. They just gave an update about it, which was cool that they did because I was really curious about it. Not too sure what the holdup is over there, but I just hope that they have their shit together and that they will release a solid game, and perhaps that's why we might have to wait a little longer because Bayonetta 2, I only played the first Bayonetta. I haven't played Bayonetta 2 yet. But from what I hear, like that's like one of the best action games like ever. I think I read a review once. I don't know from where. It might have been like IGN, I think. But I remember reading, it must have been IGN, but there was a part of the review where the part that I only read is where, like the pros and cons, and the pros, it listed all these pros, And for the cons, that when it's over. Like when you beat the game and it, or maybe you do everything and it's over. That was a con. A con was that the game has to end eventually. So, so I can't blame Platinum Games for wanting to go and take as much time as necessary to come out with a product that somehow outdoes that. And I couldn't blame them also for maybe waiting on how Devil May Cry 5 turns out. Seeing as how now they might have competition. In that area. So, other than that, I don't think there's anything much more to say. Like I said, it was pretty awesome direct. I don't really play much on the Switch. This direct makes me want to do that. It may still not happen that way, but at least Nintendo's been giving me options to play. Like at this point, I can understand if I didn't play much on the Wii or the Wii U, even the GameCube, but at least the GameCube, I think that was the last Nintendo console that I played a lot on. But as far as the Wii and the Wii U goes, like, yeah, there was games, but whatever. But with the Switch, if I don't play the Switch, if I'm not booting it up and playing games on it and taking advantage of it, that's on me. This time around, that's on me. It has nothing to do with Nintendo because this time around, like, they've been doing a great job of providing the content and getting other developers and publishers to make content for the Switch. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead, stop the stream for a few minutes, and then I'm going to come back up, and I'm going to be doing some Resident Evil. So until then, see you soon.